I never thought that I would envision being in a park in Saskatoon with all these people who are of like mind. We're the Committee for Future Generations. On May 9th, we found out that Saskatchewan is being targeted to store all of Canada's nuclear waste. It's on the present government's agenda. Google UDP. You can find charts, you can find timelines. A deep geological repository is in the plan for Saskatchewan. 40,000 tons of spent nuclear rods. That's 2 million used nuclear bundles. That's the equivalent of 7 semi-truckloads a day for 20 years. That would be rumbling right through Saskatchewan to the north. So once buried, that will heat up. No matter how stable they might say that our rock is in our Canadian Shield up north, when you dig a hole 500 meters deep and put 40,000 tons of nuclear waste down there that will heat up to 220 degrees Celsius, what's the boiling temperature of water? 100. We're talking over double the temperature of the boiling point of water. What does that do to rock that was solid? Crack it. You know, the water, an engineer that worked at Key Lake told us himself that water is the bane of the engineers up there. You cannot get away from water. So, next time you drink a glass of fresh, clean water, remember, that is Saskatchewan's natural resource that the rest of the world envies, and we're all connected with it. So, this summer, I don't know if any of you followed the Walk Against Nuclear Waste. We started out in Pine House, Saskatchewan, and we walked. These are, sharing the stage here is people that came on that walk with us. There are many more of us that couldn't be here today but are sure with us in spirit. We walked to unite Saskatchewan. This is not a northern issue. It's a provincial, national, international issue. And I'll pass the mic over to, who would like to speak? Brian Lee is president of Fish Lake Métis Local. I think it's very suiting. We have Gabriel Demont on the horse right beside you, Brian. And he'll speak and end off with information about our petition that's here today to sign against nuclear waste.
Thank you very much. And thank you for your interest in everything to do and anything to do with the environment. The Earth Mother is starting to get a lot of pressure from industry, and what that entails is ever encroaching into the natural spaces, the wilderness areas and so on. And we've got that to deal with, and on top of that, the government thinks that the Nuclear Waste Management Organization is doing wonderful work, and the provincial government currently supports them. We have a letter from Minister Boyd that says that. And the work that the NWMO is doing in the north, that they're calling work or whatever, is they're engaging with Aboriginal people. And there's a process decreed by the Supreme Court of Canada. When you talk to Aboriginal peoples about taking up of unoccupied Crown Resource land, there's a process that has to be followed, and it's a requirement of the provincial governments of Canada as well as the federal government of Canada. They have an obligation to consult with Aboriginal people. And in this case, where the NWMO is engaging with Northern Aboriginals, they're bypassing or circumventing that process. Our small Métis local north of Prince Albert have been working very hard to get the government to come to some type of sense, some type of commitment some type of doing what's right, if you will. Doing what's right and follow the process. Let the voices be heard, with the government taking charge of the process and then having the industry and Aboriginals come together and becoming better educated on what the plan is for the North and this nuclear waste. There's no, this idea of nuclear waste in northern Saskatchewan is nothing but an experiment. And I've heard Northerners say, we don't want to be guinea pigs. We care about our water. I heard an elder say earlier in June. He said, you know, the media says that we're poorer up here in the north, in northern Saskatchewan. He said, no, I can assure you we're very rich. We have a beautiful environment. We've got beautiful water, beautiful land, the trees, the green, the harvesting of berries and all of that. A lot of traditional uses are still happening in northern Saskatchewan. The government says it's okay for this company, it's called Nuclear Waste Management Organization. We call it Nuclear Waste Moneyed Organization because they have a lot of money from the industry, Ontario Hydro, Quebec Hydro, and New Brunswick Power, to put forth their agenda. We oppose, our local has been opposing Métis Nation Saskatchewan accepting over $400,000 from this organization, this moneyed organization. We're opposed to that. So now we want them to stand up and have an opinion, make a public opinion. Métis Nation of Saskatchewan, President Robert Doucette, we call on you to state publicly how you feel, your executive, and what your position is on this. So, I could go on a little longer, but I'll let someone else talk. Thanks.
Our committee for future generations, we discovered that on May 9th. And from day one, when our committee for future generations was created on May 16th, we had our first open forum on June 2nd, and we had 200 people there. It was great. But right from the start, our mandate is to educate people on nuclear waste, on the risks and benefits of the nuclear waste. We've had Cameco, Areva, and all these mining industries, gold mines up north for about 30 years. And we're still at the same place when it comes to economics. We don't have infrastructure up north. We're not rich. We educate ourselves and we get our jobs. Money-wise, we survive. Where we're really rich is the water. We live beside 5 minutes from a lake that's spring-fed. And this summer, we saw lots of tourists coming from Alberta, and they were happy to come to Saskatchewan. They say, our land and our water is damaged in Alberta. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, we're here today to support you, to get democracy back in Saskatchewan. And democracy for the process for the senators and the governors and at the university. I went there for 2 years in the 70s, and I got straight away, I joined the police force and did a full career with the RCMP, now retired. But what I'm trying to say before I get off the mic is, we are all one Saskatchewan. And while I was in the police force, I took all my leave, all my holidays to come home to northern Saskatchewan. I didn't go to Bermuda to go to a sandy beach or anything. I went north regardless if it was winter or summer. I've always been proud of Saskatchewan and dreamt I would come and live in Saskatchewan in my retirement years. And I'm here. My dream is that we would be champions for renewable energy. We should follow Germany and Japan. Japan has gone full renewable now, and so has Germany.
I was over at the university listening to the Senate meeting, and I just wanted to say that my name is Eileen Bear. I am not Aboriginal, I'm First Nation. And I would also want to say that we've always been here. We've always did what Mother Earth wanted us to do. I'm speaking here on behalf of creation, Mother Earth. Thank you.
On July 27th, we didn't realize the network that's out there. That's another way that we're rich. We'd like to thank Clean Green Saskatchewan, Coalition for Clean Green Saskatchewan, Council of Canadians, RPIC, Renewable Power, Intelligent Choice. We had no idea the network of ordinary people working hard to keep what we were, the gift of this earth that we were given. And so thank you very much to those organizations and wonderful individuals.